Today's topic is about daily reflections. Do you ever get to the end of the day and you just want to go to bed and fall asleep and then start all over again the next day? Except there's some chaos. There are things that don't go well. There are things that go well, and you just keep on keeping on, not taking a moment to pause and reflect. Pausing and reflecting allows for us to learn and grow from the missteps that we have, but it also allows us to celebrate our wins and acknowledge them. So I want to go through some reflections that you can have about your day to close out your day before sleep. So this could be a part of your evening routine. Maybe it's once you get into bed. Maybe it's while you're sitting, sipping tea in the living room, whatever environment you want to do it in. Now, I would suggest if you're super tired in the evenings and once your head hits that pillow, you're asleep, you might not want to do it horizontal while in bed. But these daily reflections can help set yourself up for success the next day and on into the future. So let's talk about these steps. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what 3 things are you grateful for that happened that day? Now think back just that day. Are there 3 things that you're grateful for? Now let me give you a tip about gratitude. Don't save gratitude just for the evening. What I like to do is seek it out throughout the day so that when I get to that evening reflection, I already have my 3 things. So be a gratitude seeker. So seek out the good. Seek out what makes you smile. And take a mental picture. I love talking about taking a mental snapshot. So if there's a scene, if I'm rocking our youngest, if I'm playing in the floor with our kiddos, I take a mental picture to remember that moment. Can you pause throughout the day to take that mental picture and say, I'm grateful for that? So when you're seeking out what you're grateful for throughout the day, it becomes easy in the evenings to reflect on those 3 things. Now, with these reflections, you can just think about them, or if you'd like, you can have a journal and physically write them down. You can write them into a notes app on your phone or some other app. You don't have to have it on pen and paper though, or even digitally. You can just think about those things. Because I've learned that our thoughts can impact how we feel about ourselves and then can impact how we act. So impact our behavior. So even just thinking through these questions can have a positive impact on your life, especially your life as a busy mom. So 3 things you're grateful for. The next question is, what went well today? It doesn't have to be about what you're grateful for, just what went well. Is there something to celebrate? There's always something to celebrate. And just like what seeking out what you're grateful for throughout the day, you can seek out something that went well. So maybe you had a meeting at work that went really well. Maybe you picked your kids up on time. Yes. Celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the big wins. Small moments that are seemingly mundane can be worth celebrating. So find something that you're proud of yourself for that went well. Maybe you started an exercise routine and maybe that habit is starting to stick and you walked for 10 minutes, or you did 10 minutes of yoga, or you did 5 minutes of marching in place. What went well today? So reflect on that, either in your head or on paper or digitally on your phone. So next I want you to think about what didn't go so well. It doesn't have to be a big, crushing negative. It can be something that, that could have gone better. Just reflect on something that didn't go as well as you wanted it to, okay? No need to beat yourself up. Look at it from the lens of an observer. You're simply observing what happened in the day and reflecting on it, not attaching an emotion with that, such as feeling like a failure because you didn't present at work like you wanted to. So look at it through the lens of an observer, okay? Just looking at the facts. Maybe it didn't go as well as you would like it to have gone. So I want you to reflect a little bit on maybe why. Again, I know it's hard, but try not to place judgment on yourself with how it went, okay? So observe like a scientist, breaking it down and thinking about how you can improve in the future. So what didn't go so well that day? And think about the why behind that. Were you rushed this morning? Maybe you had a work presentation, but you overslept and you were late getting out the door and late dropping your kids off at work or at school. And it was a snowball effect to where by the time your presentation was it was time for the presentation, it didn't go so well because of how your morning went. Can you find the root behind what didn't go so well? Maybe it's in parenting. Maybe there was a tantrum. Was it like a tea kettle ready to steam? Was it something that led up to that outburst? Can you reflect on what didn't go so well and see if maybe you know why? Just a little reflection like a scientist, trying not to place judgment about what didn't go so well, okay? So let's not label yourself as a failure. Let's not put a label on what didn't go so well. Just observe it, think about why, and let's move on, because the next step is to think about one small change you can make to do a little better next time. If you're like me, you desire to be a little bit better each and every day, a better version of yourself. A better version of yourself means that you're a better version in all the roles in your life. You're a better mom. You're a better employee. You're a better friend. You're a better daughter. And the list goes on and on and on because you're a better person. And you know what? We're all striving to be a little bit better each and every day. I hope. I don't think you'd be listening in to this message if you didn't desire to be the best version of yourself that you can be in the season of life that you're in. So think about one action, just one action. Don't give yourself 15 to-dos. One action you can take to do better the next day. So maybe what didn't go so well was the presentation that you had. Maybe one step you can take would be to go to bed a little earlier the night before so that you're more rested and less likely to sleep in. Maybe it's as simple as moving your alarm to the other side of the room, so you have to physically get out of bed when your alarm goes off, so you won't, or at least be less likely to oversleep. What's one small step, one small action you can take to be a better version of yourself tomorrow? So to recap, what's 3 things that you're grateful for that you're going to seek out throughout the day? What went well that day? What didn't go so well? And do you know why? And then what's one step you can take to better yourself tomorrow? I hope that this has been helpful for you and that you can use these reflections to learn and grow and to celebrate wins, because we're worth celebrating. because there are moments in our days we're winning, absolutely winning. But you know what? There are lows, and there are times in our life that are difficult and challenging. But I challenge you to seek out something good. There's something good in your day. There's a bright spot. There's a smile from someone. Maybe it's a stranger. There's a moment in your day where good happens. And so find it. Find that good, because when we get into the practice of finding the good, what we're grateful for, what went well, then those low moments, what didn't go so well, what's really tough, you'll be better equipped to handle those storms of life, because there are storms and there are curveballs and there are things that are unimaginably difficult as moms and as human beings. But when we get into the habit of seeking out the good and learning and growing and celebrating our successes, maybe those lows don't feel as low, or maybe you're stronger and better able to work through them than you were in the past, because we're working to be a better version of ourselves. Have a wonderful day. Take care.